All right. Men's 100-meter dash final. Of course, I had to give my recap because this did not play out how I expected. Now, y'all saw my predictions. I had Christian Coleman getting the win. I had Noah Lyles getting second. I had Kenny B getting third. And clearly, this played out like crazy, right? Now, through the rounds, for example, Fred Kerley, he opened up with his first heat running, 10:03. Noah Lyles ran 9.92. Christian Coleman ran 9.9. Kenny B ran 10 flat, right? There were guys who were really moving, right? Courtney Lindsay was looking good. That's all through the heats. Then we get to the semifinals, and then we see some times to start picking up, right? Noah Lyles, 9.80, really strong. We saw Courtney Lindsay run 9.8 along with Fred Kerley running 9.8, right? This is in the heats. Now, this is in the semifinals, right? And that's a little bit windy, so those didn't count. But then we did see Christian Coleman. He was able to drop a 9.86 in the semifinals, and that was wind legal. That made me feel really good about my predictions at that point, because I'm like, yo, Christian Coleman, he's going to be getting the win. I thought that, Noah Lyles was going to get on the podium as well. And then I did think that Kenny B was going to be solid there. Listen, that final completely shocked me. I don't know if it shocked a lot of y'all, but considering how the season played out, this was insane. Noah Lyles got the win, and I think this was pretty good, right? He was able to get a very comfortable win, but in 9.83 seconds, equaling his personal best in that final to not only book his ticket to the Paris Olympic Games, but really put him in contention to do some serious damage when talking about the Olympic Games, right? We've seen that, he set a personal best on various different occasions, last year, of course, at the World Championships, but to do it here when we're talking about the Olympic trials, and we're talking about, Lance Brahman, he's not peaking Noah Lyles for the Olympic trials here. It's like a slight peak, and then they're going over to, the Olympics to really turn things up. So Noah Lyles is in a very good position as we look forward to the Olympic Games. Yes, Oblique Seville, we just beat him in Jamaica. He, all those things, still got Jamaican trials coming up, but Noah Lyles is looking very good. Now, following up on that, second place, Kenny Bednarek. We've seen him have pretty much the season of his life where he's in, perfect health. He's been setting personal bests in the 200, and he came here, he delivered second place, 9.87 seconds for Kenny B, breaking his own personal best from back in 2021 when he got fourth place at the Olympic trials at 9.89. Kenny B is in great form, and he is a serious medal contender at this point. I mean, I picked him to get on the team. I picked him for third, but Kenny B is looking very good. And then, of course, third place. This, to me, as y'all know, was a complete shocker. As you might expect, considering what we've seen all season, was a complete shocker. Fred Kerley came away with third place, running 9.88 seconds. 9.88 or 9.89. I completely forget. But he got on the team. He got third place. I was standing there. We saw the times come up, right? I saw, Noah Lyles got the first place. We saw Kenny B got second. I did not know. I was like, yo, Fred Kerley might have gotten third. And he got that third place. He's going to his second Olympic Games. I mean, this was a massive deal for Fred Kerley, considering all his ups and downs, considering, the sponsorship changes, considering he had not even broken 10 seconds entering these Olympic trials, right? I think the last 100-meter race that he ran was, all the way back in maybe April, right? Maybe that was in China. So, listen, Fred Kerley, he shocked us all. He proved me wrong. I know he proved a lot of other people wrong. And this is a very strong team. Now, let's talk about some of these implications, both in terms of individually as well as on the relay when we got to talk about that 4x1. First off, Noah Lyles. I think he is still a favorite. I would actually still call him the favorite. Now, it doesn't matter if he doesn't have the world lead. He's coming off as, of course, the world champion from last year, the world champion in the 100 and the 200, of course, the 4x1 as well. He is the favorite for the gold medal when we're talking about the Olympic Games. Now, things can change when, Seville goes to, trials and maybe runs a little bit faster or as the season progresses. But it's hard to say that Noah Lyles is not the favorite at this point. I really like where he's at, and he is very much in contention to run 9.7. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to get to like 9.7 low. I don't know if that's going to happen. Asking Lance Brahman, that probably would be, on his docket. But I do think that Noah Lyles is more than capable of running 9.7 once we get to those Olympic Games. Notice that all these other distractions and all these things that people say, he's doing too much and all that, like those things don't really hinder him. He just gets better and better. So huge shout out to Noah Lyles. Kenny B, like I said, Kenny B is a serious medal threat. He is healthy. He is ready to, attack the podium, to attack all races that he is in. We still got the 200 meters to go, but I really like where Kenny B is at. And again, everyone kind of looks at him as a 200 meter guy. He's gotten the podium in 2021, 2022. But for him to really show his prowess here, where he's beating out guys like a Fred Kerley, he's beating out guys like a Christian Coleman, Courtney Lindsay, right? All these guys are being beaten by Kenny Bednarek, and he's showing that he can be a serious threat. So I love where Kenny B is at. He's going to be doing some damage when we get to the Olympics. Finally, Fred Kerley. So let's break down what's kind of going on with Fred Kerley. So of course we saw him, previously he was with Nike, then he switched to Asics at the top of last year after coming off his world championship gold medal in Eugene. Then he's also switched coaches, over to Quincy Watts, leaving Allianz Francaise. There was tons of ups and downs and things like that. More recently, we saw him at the New York Grand Prix. He was wearing Puma spikes, still had the Asics kit. Now we come here to the Olympic trials and he's wearing a completely full Oakley kit. Oakley, right? He's already been sponsored by Oakley for a while, so this is a completely new kit for him, only with Oakley, but he did have on Nike spikes. And I know there were some people who were talking about like, oh, if Fred comes with those Nike spikes, he's making the team. Listen, you got to show us and prove it. But he did that here. So I think at this point, because he's already on this team and because he's now has a couple more weeks, right? We're talking about 6 weeks to get to Paris. I think at this point, he is very much in contention to get back on that podium. If he's already running 9.8, considering what he's been going through, all these ups and downs, I mean, it's hard to bet against him getting on this podium. I really like where Fred Kerley is at. So this is going to be a very, very competitive team that the USA is sending to the Olympic Games. Huge shout outs to Christian Coleman. Again, I had him as my, favorite to get the title here. He unfortunately came up short, and it really is tough because through the rounds, he looked excellent, right? 9.99, in the heats. He ran 9.8, a 9.86, right, in the semifinals. But then in that final, even though he got his bullet start like he always does, he unfortunately came up short, only running 9.9, I think it was 9.93. So, man, that was really tough. And you can only imagine, because Christian Coleman, he made the Olympic team in 2016 on the relay. He was still at Tennessee at that point. Then in 2021, he wasn't, he was out, right? He was sitting out for that time being, so he wasn't able to actually go to the games. But then we did see him. This was his next opportunity, and man, it was tough. So, so I don't know. That's Christian Coleman, and then of course we did see Christian Miller. He, I don't know, man, high school kid. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Dennis, just want to say good job, man. Hey, listen, you're racking them up. You're racking them up, man.
And we ain't even got to the 200 yet.
No 200 yet. Hey, good job. I'll see you, man. Had to shout out Dennis Mitchell. That was him. He just got a whole squad of Kenny B gotten on team. So huge shout out to Dennis Mitchell. Check out the interview that I did with him. Talking about after the 100 meters with Sha'Carri, with Melissa, as well as with TT Terry. But like I was saying, so Fred Kerley, I think he's very, United States, we're sending a very, very strong team to the Olympic Games. It's going to be really, really big. So when we look at the 4x1, so what's going on with these 4x1s? Oh, this is going to be good. Now, of course, I was advocating for the team that we saw at the World Relays, Courtney Lindsay, Kenny B, Kyrie King, and Noah Lyles. But obviously, I think that this is going to be a very strong team. So, and also, again, I have to shout out Christian Miller, high school kid. He's going to be going to the Olympic Games, at least as part of the relay pool. Huge, performance for him to get under, 10 seconds again, running 9.9. He finished 5th place. Big performance. Really like where he's at. Now, relay pool. I think it's pretty clear cut at this point what the relay is. And I actually think, similar to the women, this top 3 finish for the men probably cleared out and made it very, very, straightforward who the relay legs are going to be. First leg, Christian Coleman. Always the explosive starter out of the blocks. Easy. Finished 4th place here. Second leg, Fred Kerley, right? He's able to, he's previous 400-meter runner. He's able to run the longest leg. He's done it at the World Championships last year. He's going to be on second leg. He should be on second leg. Kenny B. Clearly, Kenny B is that third leg runner. Yes, I know people were advocating for Arian Knighton, but listen, we're looking at Kenny B, the second best 200-meter runner at this point behind Noah Lyles. Should be on that third leg when we're talking about the Olympic Games later on this year. And then the anchor leg is Noah Lyles. I mean, if this isn't more clear than anything we could have imagined, this was it here. Christian Coleman, Fred Kerley, Kenny B, Noah Lyles, set it up, get them running, get them practicing. This is going to be the 4x1 team. And I'm not saying that they're going to break the world record or anything, but it'd be hard to say that any team is actually going to be able to take a team like this down if they're able to get their handoffs right. Of course, that's the if. Yes, if. We got to see how it, actually executes, but I like the team, that 4x1 team. Maybe Italy, I don't know. Italy has some guys where, Marcel Jacobs has been looking good. There's another Italian guy that finished behind Marcel, when Marcel ran that 992. So, I don't know, but I like this 4x1 team. But, man, I've been going for 10 minutes. This is my little recap, but let me know what you thought about that men's 100-meter dash final. Did you predict this top three? I of course didn't, but did you predict it? And then what do you think is possible when we get to the Olympic Games? Is Noah Lyles still the 100-meter favorite, or do you think someone else is, right? Is Kenny B, is Fred Kerley, Oblique Seville, Ferdinand Omanyala, or even Marcel Jacobs, right? Who knows? Or also, do you think that, Kenny B, Fred Kerley, do you think they're going to get on the podium? Let me know. Always appreciate y'all. And also, I cannot forget, go over to Citius Mag. All the interviews that we've been doing, all on Citius Mag's YouTube channel. Be sure to tune into Citius Mag as we have live shows, going on every morning, every afternoon, and also post-race after each of the final events each day. So always appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching.